What is up, God Gamers? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a bunch of opener scenarios and to teach you guys how to play out those openers, kind of where those openers lead, and just kind of like how to select your headliner and that sort of thing. If you guys want to know more about headliner, I actually have a separate video just on headliners, and this is not me trying to get you to watch another one of my videos. I actually think it would be helpful to watch that video first or watch that video after, because there's just so much information. I'm not going to be able to cover headliner completely in this video, or it'd be way too long, but I'll try to give you guys a short version at the beginning of this video just to give you some appropriate context if you guys haven't practiced on the PvE server, or if you've never played set 4 before and you don't know how like chosen can really change, or headliner can really change how you design your comp, because it is very different than the past few sets if you guys started playing TFT only very recently, in terms of like direction and pivoting and that sort of thing. It's very different. So before we get into this, why should you listen to me? I've been a Challenger player since set 4. I played TFT since set 1, and I've played over 150 games at the PvE server in preparation to get you guys helped on this video. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, I do these guides at the beginning of every single set, and this set is especially difficult to make an opener guide for because there are so many factors that come into play because of headliner, and obviously game balance and that sort of thing. It actually makes this a very complicated and nuanced topic, but I'm going to do my best to try to set you guys up for success. The other thing that is complex because of headliner is pivoting and direction. If you guys only started playing TFT in the last few sets, you guys have probably gotten used to, you know, you start the game with, I don't know, a 2-star Cassiopeia with an attack speed item. I wonder what comp we're playing. Ooh, who could guess what comp we're playing? You're probably playing Azir, right? You know, you start the game with like a Nashor's and a Cassiopeia too. You're probably playing Azir. That is not how TFT is in a chosen or headliner set. God bless. God bless. I am so happy about that. I can't stand starting the game and knowing what I'm going to play. That is terrible. Anyways, but that's neither here nor there. But I just wanted to express that it's not, if you guys are used to that, just knowing exactly where the comps lead, that it is just not works like that. You're going to have to get used to chosen or headliner and learn to pivot. But I'm going to try to get you guys set up for success here. So the first little opener I'm going to show here is we have these 3 units, and one of them is a headliner, probably not Senna because we're not pre-leveling here. This is level 3, right? And I just want to show you where you guys can take this. At the time of me making this video, there is going to be an update today. Kinnan is like the most broken unit in the entire game. So I just wanted to show him first. At any of his chosens, he is a 3-trait, true damage, superfan, or guardian. If you get a Kinnan offered as a chosen, you're going to play one of these ways. Before we talk about that, I do got to give you guys a brief setup on how to select your first headliner. There's a lot of factors that go into play, and this is a short version of my other video. When selecting your first headliner, the things you need to be thinking about is what your items are. So do you have items to play that headliner? What units you have upgraded or paired? Like, do you have, you know, a Lilia 2-star already that can, you know, decide whether you take, like, I don't know, a Cassante chosen or something because he's a sentinel, right? What units you already have upgraded or paired. The third thing is, do you have upgraded frontline or backline? Like, if you already have, I don't know, a 2-star, you know, 2-star Annie, you probably want to grab a frontliner chosen rather than a backliner chosen because you already have a backliner upgraded unit, right? You want to get what you don't have. Portals kind of change what you do. And then also just general like augments will matter as well. And then also just game balance. So like I just said, at the time we make this video, Kinnan is the strongest 1-cost headliner. So if I get him offered, I'm just going to take him, regardless of my spot, almost always. Now, again, there's an update today, so don't take game balance, or what I say about game balance, take it with a grain of salt a little bit. So those are like kind of how you choose your first headliner. So let's say we have like a Kinnan chosen. If we had Kinnan superfan, let's do headliner superfan. Then look, we have superfan active. He's going to get an item there. Boom, bam, boom, Bob's your uncle. We're good to go. We have true damage active. You definitely want to get true damage active on Kinnan. It is so good on him. And then if you have a Senna, put it in. If you don't have Senna, you pull Yasuo to get your true damage active. Let's say we had, and then you kind of fill out your comp with whatever you need, rapid fire, sentinel, whatever. Let's say we had true damage. Then obviously we're going to toss in this Yasuo here and we're good to go. We'll have 4 true damage. Make sure you have items spread on your true damage units if you can. Let's say we have Headliner Guardian. Headliner Guardian is fantastic because it just gives us Guardian. Now we don't have to worry about fitting in Guardian, and we can just toss in whatever we need. You know, we have a rapid fire, or, you know, we can play around the direction we can play. We can get kind of a Heartsteel angle going and we can have 2 out of 3 Heartsteel, and we can look to play Heartsteel in mid game if you guys want to do that. That's some direction you could do there. Whenever you play this, you know, you want to build some AP items for Senna. So usually your direction is going to take you into an AP comp or maybe a Senna reroll comp or something like that. Whenever you have this kind of opener to your game, if you end up getting like a Lilia chosen, which I'm not sure if I'm actually going to talk about this a little bit later, you know, if you have KDA, you can still do the same type of opener. And of course, if you get a this drop, then this is obviously perfect. We get KDA and we get superfan. If you have Nico drop. But if not, you know, toss in a KDA unit, you know, toss in a KDA unit, whatever random KDA unit you get, that's good to run. It's good to get true damage active if you can. Kennen is very strong, so we'd probably just run him here anyways. But if we had KDA chosen here, we might just not do Kennen, or we could do some, I don't know, like we could run Kennen, but we could do like this, we could drop this, we could drop this. We could play some crowd diver stuff, you know, this, and then Katrina, something like that. This could be an opener that you want to play, and you'll be good to go. So I just wanted to show you guys those few chosens. By the way, I'm only going to show 1 cost chosens because I think those are the most consistent for what you're going to need. All right, now we're on to Punk, and Punk is a little complicated. So this is assuming you have, okay, so Punk is like a reroll trait, and if you guys want to know more about traits, you can watch my trait video as well. So let's say we have a Jinx headliner. Then we have headliner Punk chosen. Obviously, we're just going to play the 4 Punk units and use our reroll whenever we can. And we're just going to reroll Punks, and we're probably going to play this the whole game, and unless we get 3-star Jinx really early, and then we can fast 9 out of this and sell our Jinx later, or we can just play Jinx the whole game. So we can do this. If you're going to reroll this comp, like if you have this opener, you're probably rerolling. A good direction is going to be playing Kennen. That gives you Guardian right here, and then we can toss in our Senna. Wherever she is right here. This is Senna. This gives us true damage, rapid fire, Guardian, Punk, and we're good to go. We got some superfan Mosher angles because we have Mosher right here. We can play a set or whatever. We can play more rapid fires. You boom, bam, boom, Bob's your uncle. Toss these back out again. Let's say that you have, I don't know, rapid fire chosen. Then you're probably only going to play, you can reroll the same thing, but you're going to reroll 4 Punk, or maybe you just do 2 Punk with Pantheon and you do like Senna, Kennen +1. That can be something that you do, but if not, you can play like Twitch. And where is Twitch? Where is Twitch? There's Twitch. Play Twitch. We'll reroll this, and then, you know, we just play a random Guardian up here. We can just do the Kennen thing again. Reroll Kennen. We reroll Kennen, and we're good to go. We don't need another rapid fire. Later on in the game, if we don't reroll Kennen, you can go to a direction like this. If you keep this whole game, where you can play a Mumu, and then you can play, where's the other one? Vex. You can play Vex right here. Boom, rounds out of synergies. You can also do some 4 Guardian stuff if you don't really care about getting Twitch's trait active. If you don't end up 3-starring him or whatever, you can end up just doing Mumu and then Thresh, and then I guess we'll do, well, obviously we want to do Yorick. We get him later, and that actually gives us Mosher right here. And then we'll get to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, wait, 1, 5, 7, and then we can round it out with our Vex. Boom. There you go. Especially if you 3-star your Twitch. And this is what our level 8 comp will look like. This is just general. Your comp won't always look like that, of course. And so that's how you would play like a Jinx chosen opener. You know, you can obviously have Punk Vi or this, but I don't really like rerolling unless it is the Jinx chosen at the time of making this video. All right, next up, we have kind of this opener. So if we have a Heartsteel chosen, this is very easy. Heartsteel headliner, we play this. And if you want to re-roll some tech that you guys can do with Punk, because I didn't talk about it in the last thing, like let's say you had this opener, and let's say you wanted to play like Heartsteel re-roll. Like sometimes Heartsteel re-roll is good. I have a disease where I like to re-roll Cassante and Aphelios. I don't think it's actually that good, but I have a disease and I do it all the time. So you can play this type of opener. And anyways, you can just play Punk. I know it doesn't do your synergies well, but you want to lose anyways when you play Heartsteel. And then you can just take your Punk re-rolls and get your 3-star Cassante, get your 3-star Aphelios, be holding Sennas on your bench, just play Jinx 1, Vi 1. And then once you're ready to be strong and you get your cash out, if you want to keep this, so maybe 3-star your Cassante, maybe 3-star your Cassante, then we can just start getting our true damages. And you're holding Sennas on your bench. Hopefully you get like a Senna 3 or something like that. And then this kind of rounds it out. You can play more Sentinels, you can play more rapid fires. You can start getting creative with your comp, that sort of thing. I like to build a lot of Sentinels if I'm going to carry a Cassante, if we want to do Cassante reroll tech. Now, if you just play this opener and you get like a Sentinel chosen, same idea. We can try, you can try to get Heartsteel in, obviously. You get a Heartsteel cash out, and maybe you don't reroll Cassante now, like you don't do the Punk thing and you're just playing this for tempo. Then you can do the same thing where, as soon as you get an Echo It's Echo. We have three out of Sentinels. We can play whatever Sentinel we want here. And you can ride this out into the mid game. Maybe you build 80 carry items and you transition this into like an Ezreal comp or like a Caitlyn comp. Or like, you know, maybe you get Akali items here and then you get Karthus items here. You play Karthus Akali or you play Karthus Viego. And so, yeah, you just want to try to play some Heartsteel if you can when you get this opener usually, because you can get a big econ advantage. Or if you want to do the reroll tech, you can do that as well. And it'll be good to go. All right, up here is if we have like Guardian Taric chosen or Disco chosen. So let's say we got Disco chosen, very easy. We play the Disco Ball, boom, 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 you're good to go. Bob's your uncle. We have 3 out of 3 Disco. You know, you can add a Gragas in here to get another Disco if you really want to. You can add a Guardian here like Kinnan. It's kind of hard to run Dazzle early, but you could, you know, do some Dazzle stuff like that. If you get a Nami 2-star or Taric chosen, you know, it's good if you get like, you know, this headliner instead, and then you can play 3 Disco with any random Bruiser that can upgrade your team or any random Guardian like this guy, and then you'll be good to go. And then usually this direction, you know, you could build like TF items like Nashor's, Sojin, Gunblade, something like that. You can take you into TF, or it can just take you into Ari. You just build AP items. And you take you into three cost builds like Vex or Lux or, you know, Seraphine if Seraphine reroll is good at that time, or if you start getting a Senna chosen and you're holding, you know, you're playing this for Guardian, that can be a really easy transition to Senna. So there you go. And that can be a good way to play this opener. This is one of my least favorite openers. I don't really like playing around Disco. All right, so here is the instance where we have a Bruiser chosen. So if we have an Olaf headliner or an Olaf 2, he's very good at holding 80 items like this. If you get a Pentakill headliner, this is pretty simple because you would just play Kayle, always play Kayle here. You will sometimes play Gnar if you, for some reason, got a set drop. And you will do this, and you'll usually transition into edgelords for the mid game. If you get an edgelord chosen like Riven or Yone or this girl back here, you'll put your AP items here, and then you could transition to a, you know, like a Riven chosen or something like that, and you could just play Riven the whole game. You could reroll. If not, this is a great item holder for like Viego, Akali, that sort of thing. And then Kayle could hold your Karthus items, or Kayle could just hold Kale's items if you end up rerolling edgelords, that sort of thing. So usually that's how you'll play a transition from Olaf. If you get a Bruiser chosen, then obviously you're just going to want to play something like this, and then you can play Gnar. Put Gnar up in here. You get Mosher. Let's get Gnar in there. We'll get Mosher, and then you can kind of transition to, you know, you can still transition to edgelords. You can transition to like Urgot. You know, you're playing around these Moshers. You have this country unit. You could play like Urgot Samira reroll. You could obviously just transition to your Viego or Akali with like frontline carry items like that. Now, in the event that you have like this guy chosen instead, you know, you just get country in as early as possible. You know, build tank items on him, whatever, you know, hopefully you get an early Urgot or an early Samira, and you can just go ahead and start itemizing, you know, like similar Olaf items here, but it's a little bit different, more damage items here. You know, you can go to, you know, start playing for this, play country for your mid game. And of course you can just transition that into an 80 comp or an AP or like an 83 cost reroll comp or whatever. And you'll be good to go. Yep. If you get Bruiser opener, try to get 4 Bruiser and country in. If you get country chosen, just try to get, usually you try to get like country, Mosher, that sort of thing in. Let's do KDA. So KDA, let's say you got like, I don't know, a KDA Evelynn chosen or a Lilia KDA chosen. We talked a little bit about Lilia already. Then we're going to get KDA in as quick as possible. And usually when you're playing around KDA, you'll try to like, you're probably going to be playing around spellweavers for your mid game. So if you build AP items somewhere, you can probably run around spellweavers. Also, you can just like build like frontline carry items like Titans BT, IE, those sort of things for your Evelynn, and you can look to be playing around like crowd divers, sentinels, and take this transition into like a Zed, Akali, whatever. You know, you can also, I mean, easiest transition obviously is into Akali or Zed because it's crowd diver KDA. But also if you just get a bunch of AP items, you can just play her for frontline. You can honestly build tank items on her. It's not that bad. I mean, on stage 3, you don't want to be tanking Evelynn anymore. And then you can just like transition to Spellweaver. So try to pick up Spellweavers, crowd divers, sentinels. Echo is a really good drop whenever you get something like this because look, he's a Spellweaver and a Sentinel and a true damage unit. So this is usually how you'll play around this. Build, you know, carry items, tank items, AP items, whatever. And then just whatever items you built is going to be a kind of the comp you transition to. If 80 items, you probably want to play crowd divers or Akali or something like that. AP items, transition to Spellweavers, something like that usually. You know, if you build tank items, then you can play whatever you want. Is that the last one I have? The next one is 8-Bit and Big Shot. At the time of making this video, this opener is dog shit, but that's just because Corki and Garen are some of the worst units in the game, as well as Kai'Sa. Lilia is one of the best units in the game at the time of making this video. Who knows? There's going to be a patch in like a couple hours, so they haven't posted the patch notes, unfortunately, before I made this video. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just teaching the openers anyways. But this is kind of like a Big Shot opener. So if you were to get like, if you wanted to reroll and you got like 8-Bits, 8-bit, this would kind of be what your comp would look like. And then your level 5 would obviously be your 8-bit unit, which would be Riven. You just toss her in to get the trait. She's just a trait bot there. So if you had a Corki reroll, your reroll would kind of look like this usually. And then you can splash KDA and that sort of thing. It'd be quite nice. If you got big shots, and obviously you don't need to play this. But I kind of like playing this because then we can just do... it gives us a lot of flexibility because we can just do... where's her? Right now, this is not very good. The big shot units are just not good. But we could play like this, and then we could splash in KDA, splash in Jazz. We could play more Sentinels. I feel like there's a lot of flexibility here. But also, we could just drop both of these losers. And if we didn't 3-star Loya, we just play a better Sentinel, like a Blitz, and just build like an actual comp there. That can be fine as well. And you'll be good to go. And guys, I think this is pretty much it. I hope this was helpful. I know this stuff is really complicated to talk about because there's just so much nuance involved in selecting your opener and how you're supposed to play it out, because like you really need to be looking to transition your chosen. Like if you just, because you could be like playing this, and then you just get dropped to send a chosen. And now you're like not playing, like your direction is so different, right? You know, you're still putting AP items, right? But you could also play this and then get a Lux chosen, or get like no good chosens, and then you transition the Lux like way later. Or you get no good chosens and you ride this out into a level 7, you find a TF randomly and get a chosen frontliner. Like it's kind of hard to talk about transitions because there's just so many decision points in the game, which is a beautiful thing, I love this set of TFT. Anyways, guys, I hope this was helpful. Let me know if it wasn't, but I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Good luck climbing, and God damn it, I heckin' love TFT.